We got TikTok, we got Twitter, we got YouTube, and we got Facebook. And the name for all five of our channels is The Love Church CPT.
The Love Church CPT. So you can follow us on everything that Joshua just mentioned. And if you would like to SMS us, you may WhatsApp us on WhatsApp, obviously. You may WhatsApp us on 066 545 9895. That's 066 545 9895. So I just want to go back to all the socials that you just mentioned.
There's Snapchat, there's Facebook, there's so much.
There's so much. Now, there's one that you mentioned that and I know I'm not the only one, I'm not quite familiar with. What is Twitch exactly?
Twitch is a live streaming app where you all gamers go to. It's like basically their jobs to like play video games and like stream and connect to other
so
people.
You watch someone else play?
Yeah.
Oh, so Joshua's a gamer, guys. Joshua is a gamer. There's one fact you didn't know about Joshua Smith. He's a presenter and a gamer.
I do a lot.
So, looking at all these accounts, and me, I'm not on Twitch. Are there any accounts that you, because I know you mentioned a lot of platforms, but I know you told me that you are not on Facebook because it's for old people. And that is wrong. That is wrong, because I'm on Facebook.
Facebook is getting like outplayed by all these new social media sites. And for me, Facebook is like, nah, it's not my style. Because like the only reason I would go on Facebook is to check like marketplace things, situations and stuff. But other than that, there's no reason to have Facebook. Yeah.
So there you have it from Joshua, guys. He doesn't have a reason to be on Facebook, but you might be on Facebook. And if you are, you need to follow us on the Love Church CPT as well. We are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are on TikTok, we are on Twitter, and we are right here on YouTube. And now, every Thursday, you will also see us 12 to 1 p.m. So Joshua, what I want to ask about your preference of social media. I know yours is Instagram, right? Is there a reason for that?
Instagram, most of all, I spend most of my time on there because like it's easy to share reels, videos with your friends, connect to them.
Yes.
Yeah, and most of the time, like people my age are normally on Instagram. You don't see my age people on Facebook.
Yeah.
Again.
No. Yeah. Thanks, Joshua.
So we use Instagram to like, instead of, because WhatsApp is like you can chat there, but Instagram is like where you can share videos more easily.
And memes as well.
And
I love memes. You see, I know what memes are. I love memes. But you can find memes on Facebook also, guys. You can find memes on Facebook. But I think Instagram is much quicker and easier to look for pictures. And I know the one thing about Instagram, when I see those long captions, then I think, oh, this is like Facebook
now. The hashtags.
Yes. Then I think, leave that for Facebook. Instagram is just for quick info, right? Instant.
Like that small captions.
Yeah.
Like
that
this is my day.
Even just emojis. Or outfit of the day. You see, you didn't know I knew that.
You probably do that on your stuff.
Hi, Joshua. So guys, there are many different reasons for and many different uses for these social media platforms. And today we are going to now go into pros and cons of these platforms. So let's start off with pros. So for me, we're going to do this where I mention one, you mention one. Okay? So for me, a pro is it's easy. It's easy to get maybe in contact with someone. It's easily accessible to different info. And for all those who like stalking, it's easy. Joshua, another pro?
Another pro is like social media in a whole is basically like a place where you can connect around the world. Like you can see different people, what they're doing with their lives, how other countries are dealing with situations like COVID or like our government is established there in their country and stuff. And that is like that for people that want to know what's going on in that country, or like if they want to go visit there, they can see like a outside base, like what's going on.
Yes, it's kind of like a quick way to get news.
Yes, and you can see how the places look and what places you want to go to. And
definitely.
And how the people are food-wise.
Oh, my favorite. I will look for that, the food. Another pro is I think it's good for business. It's good for businesses to, I think Insta might be more, because I've seen a lot of small businesses coming up on Instagram.
Small businesses are like, small businesses go to Instagram because like that's where to start, and like most people are Instagram, and like your thing will pop up in the for you page.
Okay.
Your Instagram, if you have a business there, and it will be there by the shop icon. So yeah, people use that to like put their business out there, because everybody's on Instagram more than Facebook nowadays. Because Facebook is like,
yes, we get it, Joshua.
in the past.
So the one thing I heard you say is you said something about a For You page. So what is that?
For You page, you know, like once you start up, like let's say if I started Instagram for the first time, Instagram will ask you like, what do you like? Like if you like sport, fashion, news.
Okay. So your interests basically.
Yeah, your interests. And if you click on what you like, and then every time you get into the app, it will generate all that things that you selected the first time you logged in. So it will keep you like, okay, you like these things, and it will just show that stuff that you like, and it will pop up every time. But the more you search for new things, basically, that stuff will also show up in your For You page.
Okay, so they basically see your activity and what you're interested in.
Yes.
And
then that is kind of weird also, because they know all about you.
And then they give you what you want.
Yeah.
So let's move on to, we've spoken about Facebook and Instagram. Let's move a bit onto TikTok now. So for me, I think TikTok is basically just videos. What would you say the main reason for that is?
I don't know if people know this, but there used to be a social media site called Vines.
Yes, I remember Vines.
The 6-second
I remember
videos.
Vines.
Now for me, I feel like Vine just upgraded to TikTok, because it's basically the same, and TikTok is like, it came, everybody knew TikTok. It was there already when Vine was there, but it only blew up now.
Yes.
In lockdown side. So like, yeah, TikTok was here, but it's just for some reason
it blew up.
It just blew up.
Oh, because I know when I first like heard of TikTok or saw TikTok, I thought, I don't know if you know Dub Smash and Musical.ly. Like I was getting so a vibe.
It was one of those apps.
Yes. Back then, and now I see it just
different
grew from there.
Yeah. People make it like because it was not like a business thing. Like you can be famous on there, and they start generating money and things like YouTube and all others.
Yes. And now, what are some of we're going to move on to some of the cons of social media. So you can also post in the comment section. You can send some pros, you can send some cons of social media. We want to hear from you, and we will just say what we have at this moment. So for me, a con is if someone that you've never met before texts you, you don't know if this person is real or not. I think that's a con. Like
catfish.
It's called?
That's catfishing.
So for those that don't know what catfishing is, Joshua's going to give us the term for catfishing.
Catfishing is like, okay, I create a fake profile. Similar, I use Inge as a picture, but I changed my name to like Jennifer Lopez or something like that. And then I start messaging people on sites, and they'll think it's her, and then I'll like persuade people like, okay, yeah, I am this lady and stuff.
Yes.
I'll even ask her to send me voice notes so I can send to this person. That's if you like that in that level of catfishing.
I was gonna say catfish sounds like a lot of work.
Yeah.
If you're putting so much work into catfishing someone,
just go ask the person out. But yeah, catfishing is that basically like
the biggest con.
That fake profile to like, because you admire someone.
Yes.
But you don't know how to approach him or her, because you don't know if the person is gonna actually want to see you for you. So that's why you create that fake profile.
And these are some of the things that us as parents and us as parents of teens need to be careful of and need to actually be on the lookout for. That I know we try to give our kids the freedom, but sometimes we need to have that extra not extra hold, but just to be careful, because nowadays there's a lot of things that people can do to make things look real and then it's not real, or to make it look like one thing and then it's something totally different. Another con of social media. I think one is you can get addicted to it.
Yeah, and levels of privacy is gone.
Yeah.
Depending on how big you are on social media.
As an influencer.
Yeah, influencers you. Like, I look at it this, celebrities, their privacy is totally gone.
Yes.
Now,
definitely.
to live a life like that is kind of bad, because like you can be at your worst and someone will take a photo of you and you won't even know and tag it and things. So yeah, privacy is just gone.
Yeah, no, definitely, because I've actually seen that a few times. Like, I've seen celebs and pictures of them, maybe they're walking somewhere and they're looking maybe sad or depressed or something, and then those pictures get posted and they say maybe Selena Gomez, back to depression, or so and so. So you can never really go through something without sharing it with the whole world. That's if you are on that level of being that open on social media.
That well known as well.
Yes. Oh, like I know me, I can be sad in private. So.
Does everybody see you though? You used to be on TV as well, doing the news.
Joshua.
The weather lady.
Don't search me.
The weather lady on ETV.
Okay. Joshua is busy making me shyer, but yes, we are on social media. I myself am on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, but not active, but on Twitter. I'm on TikTok, also not quite active. Now and then, when I'm feeling it, then I'm like, okay. But not very, I'm not, generating income from it. with all my 30 followers. So those are the platforms I'm on. Oh, and I mentioned LinkedIn earlier today, and Joshua asked me what LinkedIn was.
I don't know what LinkedIn is.
So I don't know if that makes, I don't think LinkedIn is for old people. Because I know Joshua always says, no, they must be for old people. But LinkedIn is basically like a business Facebook or a professional Facebook, where if you're looking for work or if you're looking for jobs, people will then post it on there and you can search companies on there and stuff like that. So just for you that didn't know. Instead of
going to Facebook and going there by jobs, there's LinkedIn.
LinkedIn, it's legit. Facebook, catfish. They will catfish you with a company.
because they post their plumbers wanted. Meanwhile, there's fixing computers.
Come on now. What am I going to do? So there is something that I do want to touch on, because this past Monday evening, so I did an interview with someone and they spoke about, we went into the topic of bullying. And now there is actually another section. There's now cyberbullying, because yes, bullying was something when you go to school and someone is bullying you or someone is picking on you. It can be mentally, it can be physically, it can be emotionally. If someone is bullying you, a bully is a bully. And now there is cyberbullying as well, where people are saying things on Facebook or commenting. Like I saw a lot of people, like, for example, if I post a video and I maybe thought this video was cool, but people don't think it's cool.
Yeah.
So then some people will go to the comments and say, I'm just here for the comments, because they know people are going to be rude, or they know people are going to say something. And just sometimes when I read, and especially on TikTok, I see it a lot on TikTok, like when I read those comments, I was like, how do these people, do you think the people who make the videos, do you think they go through each and every comment?
I feel like most of them do, because like they want to know what their fans are viewing on, like what their fans think of them.
Yes.
And it's a challenge for them, because there's looking at the positives and the negatives, but they're drawn to the negatives.
Yes.
There can be like 2 negative ones and like a whole lot of positive ones, but that 2 negative ones stand out.
They zoom in on that one, yeah.
They realize, okay, everybody likes it, but that too is like my main concern, because they can cause trouble to the rest of the people that they could be saying false information, and the rest will like agree on it, because that is how people are nowadays. Or my generation, or you can say my generation.
Our generation.
Our generation is like that. as soon as one person says like the bad apple amongst that.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people say that. I don't know that. But yeah.
That's a saying from your generation,
no,
man.
it's not
the bad apple.
That's before our generation. I was then already. But yeah, everybody will like, if one person says something negative about you and the others say something positive, their positivity might change the negativity and look at you a different way, because that person could be lying, but they would think like he knows something.
Yes.
And you won't say something for no reason. So that's how cyberbullying starts also. And there's the other one where people like, you know, you get that one person that hate you so bad in high school, and he does want to like do everything about you to like bring you down and like show people like
to see you break.
They wanna break you basically. So they'll post something like they'll go through all that effort to make a post of you, and then caption there like, this and that, he did this to me and all that. And like I'm thinking like, you low-key like me because you do all that just to get that.
Like, oh, like so much effort for me.
Yeah, I was just like, thanks man, you're putting me out there, bro.
Yeah.
Even though what you're saying is wrong, but it's fine, I'm out there.
No, definitely. And I think cyberbullying is actually, it can be a lot deeper than, not that I'm saying it's, you know, physical bullying is not really hectic. I mean, bullying is bullying, but cyberbullying, it's like you're sitting alone, you're reading everything. You can go over it again and again and again. And like you said, that one person might post something. Then whoever has been positive, they might look at your old videos with that eyes now. And they're like, oh, so this is why this person said that. So they can really influence the world and the people who are viewing you's view on you. Because I might be doing a video for, you know, for a different reason, and now it's like, yeah, she's only making videos because she wants to monetize this, or she's only making videos because of this. So I think, yeah, we need to really touch on cyberbullying, and we need to really, and later on, soonish, we're going to actually have a parent of teenagers that is going to be talking to us, you know, about various social medias, about technology and kids and teens, and we are going to touch on a lot of things soon. So I just want to say thank you, Joshua, for joining me for today, you and your generation.
You mean our generation.
Our generation. So that was Joshua Smith, and he is, you know, he is really a young adult. He is entering his young adult phase. He is a young adult.
I'm still in the teens. I'm not that old.
And he has joined us today now just to discuss a little bit on social media, and from, you know, from a place of where he's at right now and different social media platforms that he has been using. So up next, we will be going into a different kind of topic on social media. We will be going into social media and church, because I know church has been using media right now. Ever since lockdown, it has really helped a church. It has really helped us as the church, and it has really just given us, you know, another level and another way of doing things. And I know many pastors and many people in various different churches, they right now had to adapt to the online church and had to adapt to preaching to maybe preaching to a camera or preaching to empty seats in that moment. But we are actually going to have one of those pastors up with us, and we have Pastor Ashley joining us. He is going to be speaking about church and social media. He's going to be speaking about business and social media. He is also a parent of teens, and you know, he will just be giving us a little bit more on some pros on social media. So remember to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, I feel like I'm missing something, TikTok, and YouTube as well, right here on YouTube. On all those accounts, we are the Love Church CPT. And if you would like to contact us directly, you may inbox those numbers, but if you would like to contact us directly, you can WhatsApp us on 066 545 9895. That's 066 545 9895. Those are our socials, and you know, us as the Love Church, we really love God, love people, we love life, and we love making disciples. So we are glad to be here with you today, and I am joined right now with Pastor Ashley. I'm just going to welcome him in. So
Video.
So we are joined right now we are joined right now by Pastor Ashley. Pastor Ashley is one of the pastors at the Love Church, and he will be speaking on social media and church, because he has really taken us from level to level.
Thank you, Inge. Good afternoon, people of God. So good afternoon, everybody listening to us this afternoon. It's really an honor and a privilege to be part of this session today, and also want to congratulate the team for launching this and starting this. It is really a platform where we can reach millions and millions and millions of people, and also share some realistic things and real stories.
Yeah.
That's very important. Yeah.
So true, Pastor Ashley. And as we said, this is our very first podcast. So tell us in the comments if it's too soft, if it's too loud, if it's too this, if it's too that. Let us know. So, Pastor Ashley.
Yes, Inge.
The first thing I would like to ask, or that I would like to know, is how has the adaptation been for church from the no social media or little social media to doing everything on social media when the hard lockdown started?
Yeah, I think for most churches it was really a big transition. Some churches had a budget, some didn't have a budget, and some people also didn't understand the impact that social media can make for the church, and so much also for business, because there is so many different platforms. I was sitting earlier and I was looking, and I realized there's even platforms that I don't even know about. I heard about Twitch, that Joshua spoke about earlier, and I heard about it before, but there's even more and more and more platforms for churches that really to tap in. And what I can say is, even for our local church, the Love Church, I've seen during the lockdown since 2 years ago when it started, when we had to adapt. And I can remember our first live feed was actually Apostle Van and Prophetess Michelle in their home with a small one cell phone and a small stand. I think that stand was this big, that claw type of stand.
Yes.
But they persisted in every day and going onto social media and sharing the word of God. But you know what that has created? That has created consistency in the growth. So when the church opened up for people, we actually got more visitors, more people coming into the church because of social media and because of somebody else sitting on the other side and sharing that feed. Because we must understand, we're actually not only busy preaching the word, but we're also evangelizing on a different way. And that is what churches should understand. It's like a song that Israel actually says in one of his songs. He says, what if the disciples at that day, that time when they were on the earth, had the technology and the things that we have now? So it has literally been placed in our hands that we can use for the better. We need to turn it around where we can use social media to really enhance and promote the kingdom of God.
And I think that's a very good point that you made, because there's a lot of, before social media became such a big thing, I know a lot of the older generation, like my grandparents, they would be, social media, it's almost like it's this bad thing, it's this bad place, it just has a bad connotation to it. And now, looking at how we've been using it and how we've been utilizing different pages, it actually shows that it doesn't always have to be a bad thing, or it doesn't always have to be used for wrong things.
And that is true. I mean, I spoke to a gentleman this morning, and I said we also spoke about social media because they also want to implement some things at their church, in their body, and how they're going to just change the face of what they're currently doing.
Yeah.
And I said to him, one thing that we must realize and understand, that every idea, everything is God inspired. The problem that we have is that because people who God has given the idea doesn't necessarily know him or has a relationship with him.
Yes.
So the enemy comes in and he perverse that idea. And it's always what we make of it.
Yes.
I can say, as I'm sitting here, my mother-in-law, she is 65, but she's on Twitter, she's on Pinterest, she's on Instagram, she's all over. But it shows you that there is a generation. I heard you and Joshua speaking about our generation and this generation.
That's Joshua.
But these people, doesn't matter of the age, that is actually clued up. And the reasons why they're using it is also to promote a business, or they want to get the word of God out there. It is literally how you perceive it and what you are making of it. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, the enemy is using that same thing so that it gets perverse. If you look at Instagram, I think probably about 90% of stuff that's on Instagram is ladies that is half naked.
Yes.
Men that is half naked.
Let's talk about it.
And it's a problem. And then you found your generation, like your co-host earlier said, that is most active on that platform.
Yes. Correct.
You understand? So where are we drawing the line? What are we really using? Because how many believers is on that platform? That is not really controlled, that is not really being censored, it's not really being monitored.
Yes.
And we really need to educate the church, we need to educate adults, we need to educate young people, kids. There's kids that's 6, 7 years old that's on social media.
Sure.
I mean, I've looked at a friend of ours, his son is 3 years old. I've got a Google Home in my house. So he walks in and then he says, okay Google. And he speaks to Google and then he says what he wants to watch.
Yeah.
Then he says 5 monkey jump on the bed, and then Google will actually open up YouTube on the channel. So it just shows you a small child can just say something wrong, or that device can pick up something wrong.
Yes.
And then it displays something that is not supposed to be watched, or that's not supposed to be on social media. So so we really need to educate in this time.
And that actually brings me to the next question. I wanted to ask, you know, it's always so good, like you spoke about your mom being on all the platforms. That shows that she wanted to learn more and she was willing to, you know, be educated. So my next question was it tough for you to, because, you know, in the church there was a lot of things that had to be done differently, or things that had to start sharing. Maybe people had to start being on video or on camera. Was it a challenge, or was it, how did that transition go? Yeah,
it was actually, for a lot of people, it was challenging. Not everybody, it's going to sound funny, is made for camera. Literally made for camera. And we obviously had to teach people certain techniques, certain things, certain ways of doing things. Even for us as a church, if I look at where we started in terms of our media team, what they had to go through to get certain things geared up, certain things so that we can have a good quality product that is being screened. It sounds now like very commercialized when I say product, but when we put out something, we're actually selling God to the people. So we must make sure that our presentation is good. And for people in the church, it was quite hectic, because they had to understand that when I'm out there, Everybody's going to see me. Everybody's going to know what I'm doing. And like you guys spoke earlier about bullying, cyberbullying. Social media can be a terrible place.
Sure.
You can just say something wrong, or sing wrong, or play a wrong note, and then everybody shares it.
Comments. That's the only thing they hear.
Yeah,
out
they
of
just
the whole
hear.
message.
You can preach what word, how anointed, but then you just slip and you fall.
Ooh. That becomes the trend.
Yeah, and then it becomes a meme. You understand? So when you're out on social media, it can become very daunting. It can be, you need to be spiritually sound and know the level of confidence that you have. So in the event when something like that hits, that you are not going to be deterred or want to give up and say, you told me, you didn't tell me this was going to happen. When you do social media, it is out there on millions and millions and millions of servers, and people can see it.
And it's there forever.
It's forever. You can delete it from your Google Photos, you can delete it from your Drive. It is already on Google's servers somewhere there.
And I think that's also very important, that when we get people to maybe do videos, and I always like saying, let them say they want to do it, or let them say, because that way, even if they are not doing it properly, they would then want to learn, or then you can tell them, look here, this works for camera, this doesn't. Because if you make someone do it, then that's not going to be doing it in excellence, because they know that's not where their passion is or where they would like to be. So I think that is a very important, thing. And you spoke about your friend's 3-year-old and, censoring certain things. And I know you are a father of teens. So in the household, how did it work for you when it came to, social media? Because social media, it's a very, and my daughter's not even 1 yet, and I'm already worried about social media. And you have 2 teenagers, a boy and a girl. So how was it for you as a parent, knowing these things are out there?
Yeah, it's actually very funny that you asked this question, because we recently had an incident, but we dealt with it, but we've always had this thing where I was very open with him. They had cell phones, devices from a young age, because I'm a tech guy. I like my tech. I like to be up to date with what's going on. And what I also do, parents, let me give you some advice. Register on all the platforms that your kids are on. You also open an account so that you can be equipped with what is happening on that platforms. Because we say, no, I don't want to be on Instagram, but your child is on Instagram. And then you don't see what is happening there.
You don't know what's going on Instagram.
You can't relate what's happening there. So I make sure that I'm on all the platforms where they are at. I might not necessarily be a friend of theirs there, because I also respect, they've also got privacy. But I monitor the usage of what they're doing. So we've got an app that Google launched a couple of years ago already called Family Link. So I can literally go onto that app and see what is their usage on a specific app. So if I can set time limits there as well. And if I feel that you have spent too much time on that app, and I can do it directly from my phone remotely, I can switch the phone on, off, and I can deactivate that app. So that app will still be there, but they can't access it.
This is a real life Siri, guys.
But the reason why I'm saying all this is because we are oblivious with the fact that we think there is no control measures. What my wife and I also have learned, and we've seen it, we want to shield our children from devices or platforms, because we say it's not right for them. But yet they go to school and they get in contact with friends there that has got these devices. Or when they come home, you give them a time limit for a device, but now if you give them an hour, they sit literally with that device like their world is going to end, because they are hungry for what they want. They become hungry for that attention, that social media. And we've seen it where a family has given a time limit on the device to the child. So that child only gets the phone after school till 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. So say for 2 hours. But in that 2 hours, you don't get that child doing their homework. They don't do their chores. They don't do nothing. They just literally sit with that phone.
Because this is the only time
This is the only time I have now to be able to use my device. And what happens after that? That poor child is walking like this lately, because their hands are conditioned to that thing. When they do dishes, they stand like this.
The plate.
Because they're thinking, I still have this, and they crave, and then they lose sight of what's supposed to happen. But if you trust your child and you make them sit down, your teenager, and you explain to them the benefits and the pros and the cons, because you want to allow them some space. But you need to control that space, but you also need to try and trust them to be able to use that when you are not there. It's like giving somebody a responsibility. That person is with you the whole time, doing everything around you. But when you're not there, what is happening? Is that person still going to do what you did? Or are they going to lack or slack in what they were busy doing and doing something else? So that is what we do with our kids. We give them the I don't want to say freedom. They've got their devices, they've got access to internet in the house. But we limit and maintain and monitor the usage. Once in the past, I would on a Sunday evening, religiously, I will take their devices. And then I will go through their Google history. I want to see what they've searched. Their Google account is even linked to my phone, so I can go anytime, switch account, and then see what they are busy with. So parents, take note of this. We need to monitor. If you want to protect your child, you need to monitor the usage. You bought that device. You gave them that device. So technically, it is still your device.
Yes.
You're just borrowing it to them. So don't tell them let them tell you it's my device, you don't have access to it. It's yours. It's your internet. Switch off the internet.
Yeah. We're speaking
Don't buy
about
data.
we're speaking about the real things today, because I think that is one of the topics that it's a very sensitive topic, because you don't maybe know how to deal with it, or you as a parent might feel like you're not fully equipped with the social media or what's going on certain platforms. And as Pastor Ashley has said, you know, get clued up, open that account for you, not so that you can spy, not so that you can be a spy on your kids, but so that you also know what's going on that specific platform.
It's important. I mean, like I said earlier, I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on Twitter, I'm all over. I just don't have the Twitch account. I was the other day looking at Discord and I think, where are we now? What's Discord? And you see, for me, it's important that I understand what is happening.
Yes.
Even with our online gaming, and a lot of people is going to be shocked with it. I also play games. I also play online games because I want to see if I allow Royston, my son, to play games, what is he letting him into? I want to understand the thought process. I want to know, why are you doing this? Why are you spending 2-3 hours on an online game when you can be busy studying or sitting in the Word of God?
Yes.
But it's a process where I want to see what is happening so I can be clued up. When the kid speaks around me and they start speaking their lingo or the way they speak, then I know what they are talking about.
Yes.
So like I again say, parents, don't be oblivious. Don't say, no, we can't do this. We don't know. It's their generation. It's our generation. We need to, if we want to teach our kids and we want to really bring them to a point where they understand why we're doing this, they will also agree with you. And it's not about creating, or like you said earlier, spying on them. We want to create strong, responsible individuals that can go out into the world. I don't want my daughter to walk out in 10 years and she starts a job and she's being recognized somewhere and somebody says, we saw a nude photo or this of you on social media, and then she's embarrassed. Or something that she said. Also, you need to look on what you are posting, how you are saying it. If you're uncertain about something that is coming up in your mind and you want to post it, rather ask some help. Rather ask, Inge, can you assist with us? Do you know exactly what we need to do in terms of, is this the right way? Is it going to be in context with what I'm trying to portray?
Yes.
Because slight spelling error can change the whole perception of how you're saying it.
No, definitely. And that is actually something that myself and my husband also do. So, you know, as you and your wife are different people, me and my husband, we are two different people. So sometimes he might want to say something, then he'll ask me, can you just read this to see if it's okay? Just because, you know your spouse will cover you, your spouse will always not do it in a harsh way or bad way, but they will try and cover you, because once it's out there, it's out there.
It's out there.
And I think that's one of the cons of social media for me.
Yeah.
So, Pastor Ashley, I also wanted to ask, we've spoken about a lot of good things of social media, but do you have any cons of social media that you would like to share?
Yeah, I think the worst con about social media, it can take up your time. And I'm sometimes guilty of it. Sometimes I would maybe just watch something because I'm bored or I don't have anything to do. I just want to see what is happening now. But when you realize yourself, it's 10-15 minutes later and you're still on that platform. The other cons obviously is, like you guys spoke earlier, is the catfishing. Once you put yourself out there, you're out there.
Yes.
And you are going to get that where people are going to try and manipulate you, where people are going to try and get something from you. Especially when people see pictures of you. You're on holiday.
Yeah.
You are at the restaurant. You're having nice times. And then people think you've got money.
Yes.
And then they want to inbox you. Ashley, good day. Inga, good day. How are you? And they start with a whole thread.
Yes.
Just to ask you if you can help them with something. But they don't understand the concept of it. Understand? So we must also be careful sometimes what we are posting.
Yes.
Going on a holiday, you have put nothing in place at your house, but now somebody's seeing, hey, they're not at home. I'm going to go burglar their house.
True.
I'm going
True.
to. Don't always just want to run to social media with everything. Don't
Yes.
look for the likes. I've learned, to be honest, since I've been at the Love Church, I've learned, and also as my capacity as a pastor at the church, I've learned I can't post anything that I want to or that comes into my mind. I might be frustrated or want to say something about government or
Yes.
or religion or church or things like that, but because I also know who I represent,
Yes.
I need to be careful what I
Yes.
say. I can't say something that is going to bring the name of Christ and also the name of the Love Church in disrepute. So people must look at that. Yes, it's your social media accounts, but the moment you become influential in the body of Christ or in
Yes,
church, or you are
yes.
attached to a church that's online, you are representing that church. You need to be able not to say things that is going to bring that body into disrepute.
So
That's
true.
going to create something that, because people are not going to say, Ashley said that.
They're going to say that pastor of the
They're
Love
going to say
Church.
that pastor of
Yeah.
the Love Church. They're going to say that lady that's doing the announcements of the Love Church.
Yes.
You
Yes.
see, because now people are going to say, if that happens at the Love Church, I don't want to be there.
Yes.
If they say that is happening at that church, I don't want to be there. If that is what happens in being saved, I don't want to be saved. Sometimes we just need to be quiet. That's why when I post scripture, and I will post a picture of my family and I. I will never put myself out there and say, yeah, I have arrived. I haven't arrived. I haven't. And that is the thing. We need to be careful what we post and how we post it.
Yes. So true.
Yeah.
That is also something that I found so myself and my husband have this Facebook page, and you see when you start posting and you start putting yourself out there, then people already create a perception of you. Like for example, you are a pastor at the Love Church, so you already have that, what people see and what they expect to see. And sometimes it's tough because sometimes people are actually, like you said, you would rather be quiet. Sometimes people are waiting for you to make that wrong move so that they can screenshot, circle and share.
Yeah. Look what he said.
Like I knew it. So
yeah.
that's also one thing. So when you are at home, not just for church, if you are, in your workplace, in your company, you are a representative of your company. So you would have to be careful what you are posting over there. You are an ambassador, firstly and foremost, you're an ambassador of Christ. So
yes.
if you are posting, you're frustrated one day and you start posting all these things. Yes, you can delete it, but you don't know how many. And I always remember this. Always post something or always send a message that you won't mind being screenshotted.
Yes, yes.
That is, because, screenshots is another thing. That's another thing that is
next level.
So
evidence uploaded to Google Photos.
Yeah, and saved for eternity. So that is something, if I can give any advice, it would be always send something or post something that you don't mind being screenshotted. That is something that I've learned over these past few years, was that I can't say something in quiet, in the silence,
yes.
and then feel like, oh my word, that wasn't supposed to come out. It must be something that if it comes out, it comes out. And if there's any word of advice that you might have for people out there.
Yeah, I just want to latch onto what you're saying. One thing, and you mentioned it now, this is something that Apostle Werner always taught us, or tells us. If you are in any sense, I don't want to say conflict, but there's something going on and you are back and forth in something, always remember that whatever you respond, when you respond with somebody, it needs to be in that light. Like you said, if this person screenshots it and circles or whatever, that you are covered, that you've made sure that you have said the right thing, that you haven't contradicted yourself, and that it doesn't come back to you and hunt towards you. That is one thing that we need to get clear. Even on our WhatsApp groups, something that we need to learn, even if you do it on Facebook, on a social media platform. If I have a disagreement with Inga or with anybody, and we go, like I said, back and forth and stuff, and I embarrass you, or I've said something to you that is really not called for, I must be man enough to be able to go back onto that platform. Because what happens sometimes on groups, on a WhatsApp group, There's maybe a disagreement somewhere, and now I attack you, you say something to me, and we leave the group, or something just happens. But I need to be able, now I go behind the group. Now I call Inga and I say, I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's supposed not to be done that way. Yes, we need to apologize, but because I've humiliated or embarrassed or attacked you publicly, I should be able to publicly again apologize, because we need to put the record straight, because people are going to still hang with questions. Ooh, I wonder what happened between the two of them.
Yes,
I wonder if it's been resolved.
And that's when people fill in the blanks themselves.
Yes, and then it creates that perception that, oh no, that something happened because the two of them are not at right standing. They fake, they're putting up a show here. But they don't know what happened behind the scenes.
Yes.
But you need to apologize, you need to set the record straight publicly. Don't also just leave a group because you have now felt offended or stuff.
Sure.
Speak to the leader, speak to the person that has opened the group, because the only time that you are in a group is either because of family, or it's a church group, or a work-related group, something that is important. So there's an administrator, or there's a leader, somebody that's actually controlling or administering the group. Rather speak to that person and say, listen, I am not at the right space now. I don't feel I must be part of this group. Can I have a sabbatical from the group or some time off?
Yeah.
And let that be the process. Let that leader or that person managing the group either say, guys, Inga's is taking some time off. She's maybe busy with studies or work is hectic. So she's going to leave the group. Done. Now Inga can leave the group, or we take Inga off. But we don't just go and remove people from the group. So if I'm a leader and I've got 30 people in my group and I don't agree with what somebody said, and now I remove the person. No.
Hey.
We must be careful what we do. We are still children of God. We are still believers, and we need to do everything with integrity.
Yeah.
We can't operate like the world. We need to have that next level that we are just a little bit better than what they are doing, or much more better and how we do things.
True. Sure. So I know today on our very first podcast we have covered so much, and I don't know, I think it's topics that needed to be covered, it's things that needed to be spoken about. And yes, this was our first, and you can expect more every single Thursday from 12 to 1 p.m.
Yes.
We will be here. In the comments, if you have anything that you would like to share or like to add, you may post it in the comments. And we are not done. I know this sounds like an ending, but we are not done yet.
Yes, they can even send us to our WhatsApp number.
Do you know it out of your head?
No, not yet.
066-545-9895.
Yeah, it's also at the bottom. It's running thanks to our media team that is putting the lower thirds on. So WhatsApp are some of the topics that you would like us to talk about. Yes, we are a church, but we also believe that we need to be relevant, and we need to address the things that we can't always address or speak about. Let me not use the term address, that we can speak about or engage about that from the pulpit or from the platform. But we want to create this platform where we can really engage and speak about burning issues in the house.
Yes.
Marriages, our kids, education. There's so many topics and things that's going around in our world, in our society, that we need to use this platform. We need to speak about unemployment. Why is there so many people unemployed in our churches, in the body of Christ? This is the type of things that we really want to address, and we want to come up with solutions. We will bring in businessmen, we will bring in accountants to come and speak to about registering businesses. So we really want to take this just a little bit a step further in doing things, in how we're going to approach things. So send us your comments, send us some of your ideas. I like how the comments is coming in.
I actually just looked now. And
maybe we can read one or two of the comments and just see what people are saying.
So I see Monique Leenditz Lang says, true about the cyberbullying. I forgot I had some of my boy's friend's name in my phone, and I posted a pic of him. One of his friends screenshot it and sent it around.
Sure. Yeah.
Then Leanne says screenshots can have major repercussions, another form of cyberbullying, especially when the screenshots are posted on, for example, WhatsApp statuses. Imagine screenshotting and posting and seeing it on someone's status. Something that was meant to be, you know, personal.
Yeah.
Sure. So as Pastor Ashley said, we don't just want to be the ones talking and the ones chatting. We want to interact with you. We want to have, you know, live chats with you. I see Prophetess Michelle says you can't live a double life. And that is so true. You can't have a life on social media and a life behind the scenes. And I know we spoke about how careful we have to be of posting on social media. But just like that, we also need to be living right behind the scenes. Like, yes, we have days where we are frustrated. Yes, we have days where things might not be looking good. But you have to be consistent.
Consistent, yes.
On social media, off social media, on the platform, off the platform, your life needs to be consistent.
It's so true, so
it's
true.
Difficult, but it's...
No, consistency is key, and I just want to give a stat or two. I mean, I looked up on our social media stats, and this was up till October 2021. On Facebook has got 2.8 million users.
Sure. 2.8 million.
2.8 million users. YouTube has got 2.2 million users, registered accounts. So why am I saying this? Because if we look at the impact that we are currently making, it's not even a percentage of that.
True.
And we really need to get to that point where the body of Christ is really using these platforms to really generate a move where we're going to impact society. Because society is currently being impacted by the world.
Yes.
And that's why we spoke about it the other day when we spoke about media. What is the brief in certain media houses? What they need to speak about? There must be homosexuality, there must be race, all that.
So there's certain things that have to be part of a show.
Yeah. Sure. So why must we engulf our children? Because I was sitting the other day watching a series, and then the next program and the next program and the next program, and all of the programs has got the same thing. 2 women, 2 men. In the relationships, everything has got homosexuality, and everything has got.
Because we want to be inclusive.
We want to be inclusive.
We want to include everything.
Yeah. So that's why. So that is why we want this move to take off. That's why we want this. We call it now lunch break, the podcast. But we might even change the name depending on how things go. But we want to make an impact. We want to send out positive messages out there, positive programs out there that you are able to play back to your children or to your family or to whoever, and they will really learn something from this, and this gets a replacement or something to fulfill that gap that's in people's homes.
So true. So guys, I know we spoke about a lot today, but this was our first one, and thank you for all of those that have tuned in, for all of you that are, you know, commenting and liking, and don't forget to share this link. We are really excited for next week. We are really excited to get moving with this, and like we said, the name might change, but you know, the topics and what we speak about, that is going to be all up to you as well. So we will be speaking about topics that we see as relevant, but we want to hear from you as well. What are some of the things that you would like to touch on? What are some of the things that you would like us to touch on?
I'm just thinking of what you're busy saying, and I'm gonna do an executive move here. I know we're almost done here, but I want to challenge everybody that's currently on this feed, and I wanna ask you, really share the link to this broadcast, share the link to this YouTube channel, like it, subscribe it, hit the notification bell, and tag us. If you tag us on your Twitter account, if you tag us on your Instagram account or on your Facebook account, tag hashtag TheLoveChurchCPT, and the person that shares our details the most, we're going to invite you to come in one day and just come and have a chat with us, and you can even decide on the topic that we might speak upon or speak on. So are we accepting that challenge, Inga?
Challenge accepted. Post in the comments, challenge accepted. I've also commented all you can hashtag TheLoveChurchCPT, hashtag next level, because with this podcast and with our topics, we are not going to do surface level topics. We're going to do next level topics from, like, you know, going forward. So as we said, the person who posts the most,
tags us and you'll get what we're going to call it, on the couch.
On the couch.
We're going to call it on the couch, and we're going to bring you in, and we're just going to have an awesome time with you on that day. And Inga, I think our time is up.
Sure. Just like that, we've come to the end of the very first episode, can I call it episode, or stream of the lunch break. And now on a less formal note, Pastor Ash, how was that for you?
Yeah. I'm actually good. I think you and Joshua were more nerves than anything.
Joshua, how are you feeling? Are you feeling good?
Joshua's now behind the camera.
We're getting a thumbs up from Joshua.
Yeah.
So if you want to see, you know, anything behind the scenes, how we do things, if you would even like to join in, maybe you have a passion for camera, maybe you have a passion for behind the camera. If you would like to join in, you can contact us. You can DM The Love Church. That is The Love Church CPT. And you can also contact us on 066 545 9895. And yes, I memorized that number before we had to go on.
Yeah, I see there's already suggestions coming in for the name. And we will, let's see how many comes in. We're going to really move with this because we want to really make it a next level thing where we're going to just change things around.
Definitely.
The church is moving forward.
Yeah, the church is going.
Guys, from our side, from the lunch break, we will see you soon. Send us in your requests and things that you would like to talk about, and we will see you next week, Thursday, same time, same place.
So since it's lunch break, I want to say ciao for now, but also ciao for now.
No, they can't ciao for now, it's still the fast.
Oh yeah!
Keep well, people.
Bye.
See you.